Good morning. We are a few hours removed from one of the most dramatic and epic finals in Wimbledon between Carlos Alcaraz and Novak Djokovic. Novak was aiming for his 8th championship while Carlos was aiming for his first one. And what a match it turned out to be. Alcaraz prevailed in almost 5 hours over Novak Djokovic in 5 sets. And after losing the first set at 6-1, Alcaraz definitely has improved his play on grass and has challenged Novak Djokovic throughout the entire match. Let's go through set by set. I think in the first set, when the game started, Novak Djokovic was all dialed in. It almost seemed like Alcaraz was he had a deer in the headlights look. The moment was too big for him. And despite having Novak at breakpoint in the opening game, Novak managed to save it and then managed to break Carlos. And by the time you looked at the scoreboard, it was 5-0 Djokovic. And Carlos could not find his rhythm. He was clearly overhitting his shots. The wind had something to do with it, but Djokovic's play and Carlos' unforced errors made it easier for Novak to win the first set at 6-1. One interesting stat, Novak is 104-0 when he wins the first set at Wimbledon, I believe. I can check later, but that's one of the stats I thought I saw on the internet. Anyway, on the second set, it was very critical. The second set was a back and forth affair. Carlos actually took the initial lead at 2-0, but Novak came back, broke Carlos again, and tied the game at 2. The match was evenly poised, went all the way up to the tiebreaker. Djokovic actually had a set point in the second set. And again, that's another stat which is incredible. I believe Novak was 15-0, winning the tiebreakers. But Carlos was, I think he had his own share of, tiebreaker success as well. But Carlos managed to pip Novak at 8-6. That set proved to be very crucial because if Carlos had gone down 2-0 down against Novak, I don't see him winning this Wimbledon. So there we go to the third set. The third set, Carlos was on fire, and he took a quick lead. But what's important about the third set, even though the score reads 6-1 Carlos, seems one-sided, but there was a 27-minute game that went on to 14 deuces, and Carlos managed to break Novak to take the lead, to take a break lead in the third set. And that exhibition of tennis from both the players was high quality, and with each player trying to outdo the other. Djokovic definitely hitting the ball way deeper in the second and third sets, and Carlos managed to shorten some of the points, played with a lot of poise, came up with a lot of drop shots, some of them which were really exquisite. Some of them didn't work to perfection, but some of the great passing shots from Carlos and even going for big forehands really put Djokovic on the defensive. With the third set in the bag, it seemed like Carlos was well poised for a 2-0 lead. He had Novak on the ropes in the fourth set, but Novak does what he does all the time. Came back and won the fourth set. It was 3-2 Carlos in the fourth set, but Novak rattled off 4 straight games and managed to win the fourth set to even the match at 2 sets apiece. The fifth set started pretty tentatively for Carlos, but he managed to keep his resolve. And I would say the first 4 games of the fifth set was both the players trying to play at their best. We witnessed some incredible shots between them, great serves by Alcaraz, great shots from Djokovic. Carlos, again, shortening the points, serving and volleying to perfection. The drop shots were exquisite. There was a lob shot that he hit in the set, which was just incredible. But again, the game went back and forth, and Carlos took an early break, and now it was just hoping for him to just stay alive, just serve it out. But it wasn't going to be easy against Novak. Novak is always tough against every player. So Carlos really had to serve out the match at 5-4. And that really showed the resolve, the resiliency, and the confidence that a 20-year-old has on his center court in Wimbledon, playing against a 7-time winner, a 23-time Grand Slam champion, Novak Djokovic. Carlos was definitely showed no signs of breakdown. He executed his serves to perfection and his strokes to perfection. And when Novak put his ball at the net, it was all over for Carlos to win his first Wimbledon title, his second Grand Slam title following the win at the US Open last year. All eyes will be on New York for the final major, and let's see if we will witness a rematch between these two players. Obviously, other players have a lot to say with this, but right now, Carlos Alcaraz is number 1, Novak is number 2, and I don't see that changing for a while with all the other players. But all kudos goes to Carlos Alcaraz for winning this match in excellent fashion against probably one of the greatest to play the sport, Novak Djokovic. Novak was quite humble in his post-game response, and it definitely seemed like it took a lot out of him. And he even made a comment saying that he's never seen a player like Alcaraz. But let's see what the future holds for this young man. And he definitely came to play yesterday. This was a surface that he was not used to, but he continued to improve over the last 2 weeks. And this was the only 5-setter he faced all Wimbledon, and it turned out to be a classic. So kudos to Alcaraz. Great fight from Djokovic, the heart of a champion. And let's set our eyes on to other sports and to the US Open once it rolls around in August. With that, we will wrap up the Wimbledon men's singles final recap. Thank you.